Hello, learners. Let's dive deep into the ocean of learning. Let's start learning. Alright, so we are going to discuss about human relations approach or the behavioral approach. The evolution of the management management thought is considered a logical extension of the ideas and experiments that were carried out across organizations and the experience of management thinkers or consultants in management. The human relations approach was considered a radical approach considering their times because of their focus on the psychological and sociological processes that influence employee performance. The human relations school stressed on the utility of human relation practices like leadership, communication, and motivation. According to them, the focus of management must be centered on interpersonal relations, and managing involves getting things done through people. For the first time, the people aspect of management was highlighted with a heavy orientation to psychology and social psychology, with stress on satisfying psychological needs and understanding the behavior of people. Classical theories have assumed man an economic being driven by the fear of hunger, and thus that management and workers do not demonstrate any conflict between them. Thus, work structures and rewards were used as focal points to suggest various principles and practices based on the number of experiments to improve productivity and effectiveness. For various reasons, the expected efficiency and productivity could not be achieved as expected. However, the application of scientific principles motivating the workers through rewards, stability of tenure, encouraging initiative, and group harmony as advocated by the classical approach have laid solid foundations for recognizing the people element in organization. Hawthorne studies. The most important contribution to the human relations movement was beyond doubt the first inquiry and the Hawthorne studies undertaken at the Western Electrical Company at Hawthorne in Cicero, close to Chicago in the Illinois state. Originated in 1924, initially and eventually Elton Mayo and his associates were invited to join the team of industrial engineers to examine the effect of illumination levels on workers' productivity. This relationship, which began in 1927, lasted through 1932 and encompassed numerous experiments covering the redesign of jobs, changes in the length of the day and work week, rest periods, lunch along with the individual, and group wage plans. Control and experimental groups were established, and the groups were presented with varying illumination intensities to conduct illumination experiments. Interviews were done to determine attitudes and analysis of the social organization among the workers. They found out that changes in the work environment had little effect on work productivity. When the illumination intensity was not directly related to group productivity, the engineers could not explain the behavior they witnessed. The results emphasized the recognition of the human factor. He, along with his associates Kurt, when the illumination intensity was not directly related to the group productivity, the engineers could not explain the behavior that they witnessed. To their surprise, the results were confusing. The social norms or standards determined by the group were concluded to be the key dominance of individual work behavior. The results emphasized the recognition of the human factor. He, along with his associate Kurt Lewin, Roy Thiesenberger, Dixon, Lipper and White, Koch and French, believed that both the psychological and physical aspects influence the capacity to work. The findings of the Hawthorne studies have been labeled as Hawthorne effect. It is a phenomenon which denotes that employees work harder and perform better if they believe that the management was concerned about their welfare and the superiors pay special attention to them. Elton Mayo was thus considered the father of human relations approach. Assumptions. The theory was based on the following assumptions. The usefulness and the importance of people, recognition as individual and their belongingness to the group, the importance of esteem needs, then money to motivate people to work, inform, listen to, and make people feel that they can contribute to the organization, exercise of self-control by individuals in routine matters, encouraging the participation of people and sharing information with them, no resistance to change by subordinates if the basic needs are met. Findings. The Hawthorne studies have contributed significantly to the human relations theory. Some of the findings are: social norms determine the level of production, not the psychological abilities of the workers. The behavior of workers is significantly affected by non-economic reward sanctions. Money is not the motivator of people. Individuals act and react often as members of group. The importance of leadership in setting and enforcing group norms. The working conditions do not influence productivity. Rather, complex attitudes determine productivity. Group pressure and not managerial demands exert a stronger influence on productivity. Rational economic man to be replaced by the concept of social man. The behavior of a person and his sentiments are closely related. People can exercise self-control. The focal point in the human relations approach is the worker and not the job, as in the classical approach. The human relations theory has contributed to new concepts in the understanding of an organization and has made critical contribution to the understanding of people at work, people in groups, and people in organizations. Thank you.